I challenged myself to make a Gorilla Tag fan game in just 1 hour. I don't want to spoil anything, so all I have to say is let's get straight into the video. So I started the 1 hour timer and I created the project. Now, this is a 1 hour project, so everything you see me do here is live with the timer. So first I imported XR plugin management, I set it all up, I did the Android and the PC thing, and I did XR interaction toolkit so the Gorilla locomotion and Gorilla rig actually works. And then I imported URP and post-processing, and then also Pro Builder, just so I can, do everything before I have to do it, so I can set everything up, because this project does have URP and post-processing, so it doesn't look bad. So I converted the materials into URP materials, so it doesn't look bad, and I imported the Gorilla rig, as you can see, and I changed the colors of the spheres. Just for now, I'm going to remove them after I add a player model, but I kind of set everything up, and now I began making a map. So I did what I did in my realistic map tutorial. If you haven't seen that, then you should go and watch that. It's on my channel. Pretty much I add some bumps and some hills to the floor, and I kind of make the walls of the map kind of bumpy, if that makes sense. There's some ridges, as you can see what I'm doing now. You just pretty much go across each square, each subdivided surface, and just rotate it and resize it and move it a tiny bit. Then I did the slippery walls. I did end up removing the slippery walls and just adding a invisible barrier instead, because it was messing up my baked lighting a tiny bit, but it's fine. It doesn't really make that much of a difference. Now, I was separating each surface on the map just so I can add materials easier instead of having to select them all and then drag it on then. But I did post-processing on the Gorilla rig, and now I'm finding materials. So I found a nice grass material. I was thinking of adding some sort of height map to it, but then I'm like, no, I don't have enough time for that. I already only have a bit more than 30 minutes left. But then I found a rock texture and a grass texture, and I did a texture for the slippery walls, and it was all good. Now here it looks like the timer is paused, but it's actually not. I was just off of my screen, so the timer wasn't running on the OBS, but it was running. Okay. Now pretty much I set up post-processing. As you can see, it was really quick, but it looks a lot better now. It looks way more vibrant. Once again, I did do a realistic lighting tutorial, or good graphics tutorial that shows you how to do URP, post-processing, and baked lighting, so go watch that if you want to have a good looking game. Now, I also just imported Photon VR here, as you can see, so we can have multiplayer. Now, I know I only made this game in an hour, but I need to have some sort of multiplayer. Now, I imported a player model that I previously made in another video that I made, where I made a fan game in 24 hours. Go and watch that. It'll be linked in the description. It was really impressive for what I did in just 24 hours. So I used that player model. I added some textures just for now, but then I tried to find some fur textures and a face texture just so my player model doesn't look like grass and rock, because realistically, your player model is not going to be made of grass. But then I found a face. It was a pretty generic face that most games use. I think it's the first thing that shows up on Google, but I used that for the face, and I added the fur, and it looked pretty good. I set up Fast IK Fabric, I tested it out a bit, and it worked. There was nothing clipping in my face. And then I wanted to make a gazebo, but then I'm like, I only have 10 minutes left, so I just added a platform there, and I ended up importing the computer, the name computer from my 24-hour game, as you could see there for a split second. So I got the computer from there, I imported it, and then I moved it. I scaled it down a bit because the platform wasn't big enough. The map ended up being a tad bit too small, but it's fine. I made this game in an hour. But now with only 5 minutes left, I tried to do the computer. It was messing up in the last few minutes, so I had to completely remove that, and I had to add the normal name computer. So with just a minute left, I had to do that. I quickly rushed the tabs, and with 30 seconds left, I rushed the tabs, and the timer is up. Now, one thing that I did do after the time was bake my lighting. I didn't want to bake my lighting before because it would take too much time, so I baked my lighting after this, and this is also when I had to remove the slippery walls because it messed up my baked lighting. But I hope that it's fine that I baked my lighting after the timer. It would just take too long if I did it within the time. Now let's go and test out the game. Okay guys, here we are in the game. The map is a bit small. I probably should have made it a bit bigger, but that's fine. I mean, at least we have a player model that is fine, you know. The hands are like rotated back because I forgot to like rotate them, but I only had an hour to do this. The post-processing looks decent. The name thing is a bit messed up, as you can see, but like credits, you know, this game was made in 1 hour, so keep that in mind. Most of the time was just like setting up the XR stuff, honestly, and then the map too, that took a while. But I did make a Gorilla Tag fan game in 24 hours, so if you're interested in seeing that video, it'll be in the description of this, so make sure to go watch it because the game is so much better than this game. I feel like I could have done so much more in an hour, but like I'd have to sacrifice like having a decent-ish map. I'm not saying that this map is good, but it's like at least it has like, you know, bumps and stuff, and it's not just like a straight wall. But like if I didn't do that, I could probably add like a shop and stuff. I probably could have added playfab, but for just an hour, I think I did a decent job. Once again, if you want to see me make a Gorilla Tag fan game in 24 hours, that video will be in the description. I did so much in just 24 hours, so I highly recommend you watching that video. Anyways, guys, thank you all so much for watching this video. I know I didn't do that much, but you know, if I had more time, I could have done so much more. Please comment down below some video ideas that you want me to make, anything that you think will be interesting for me to make. Also, please consider becoming a channel member because it's only $2 a month, and it gives you so many awesome perks, including getting to see my videos way earlier than the normal viewer, and including getting a shout out at the end of every single video that I make, just like all of the wonderful people that are on the screen right now. Make sure to join my Discord server if you need any help with my tutorials, or if you just want to be part of my awesome community. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe because it helps me out so much. And yeah, guys, that's it for me today. Peace.